Hey folks, this is ioEther and we're back with some more World of Tanks. As you can see, this is Halimac in his T-55A. This is a tier 9 game on Kharkov, and ooh, he's got this thing decked out. Maybe not decked out, but yeah, it looks very pretty. Anyways, so this is a tier 9 German reward tank. This is for completing tier 3 of the campaigns. And yes, I know it looks Russian. It is in fact a German tank. Don't ask me why, it just is. Now, before we get into this game, as always, if you want to support this channel, then please... Did we shoot somebody right? No, we spotted the WZ. We got shot. And then we missed both shots, unfortunately. He is running chocolate. Just so I remember to mention that this game, like last game where I completely forgot to mention it. Anyways, if you want to support the channel, then please go ahead and... Nice shot. And then pulls back to not get shot in return. Yeah, I gotta get through the sentence, otherwise I'm never going to. If you want to support the channel, one of the best ways you can do so is to hit the like button and or share this with friends and clanmates. That would be amazing, and I would be so grateful if you could do that. Okay, into the game. Now we're past the shameless self-promotion stuff. So he shot the Foch already. The Foch is backed off, and now the WZ is trying to take a turn on him. And because of the fact that he is more or less hulled down, like beyond this rubble, these guys are going to have a seriously hard time putting shots into him. Whereas, other than shooting into the T-54 turrets, he's not going to have a hard time putting shots into them. As you can see, he's consistently doing about 350 damage. Now the Foch may or may not have an autoloader. We don't know. It depends on how fast we get shot, but I'm gonna bet he doesn't, based on the speed at which he's firing. There isn't really anyone else on the friendly team on this side of the map, so we do have to be careful. So we finally get hit by the Mod 1 for real damage. I'm pretty sure that was actually an HE shell. And this WZ thinks he's going to catch us by surprise. Not really though. He's going to pull back out here in a second and get himself shot. Or he's going to let this T-69 hit him. We'll see what she actually does. Yeah. Tracking shot, blows his tracks off, he immediately repairs. Tries to run. We're not going to be able to put another shot on him. Unfortunately, he can go forward a lot faster than we can back up. Mod 1 puts a shot into us. Unfortunately, we weren't able to return fire. But, good thing to note is that Foch didn't push up at the same time. Because if the Foch had pushed with the Mod 1, then we'd be into some serious trouble right now. That's not how it went down. So... our Super Pershing has gotten over-aggressive. Why has the Super Pershing gotten over-aggressive, you say? Well, he's backed himself into a corner with a Mod 1 and 132 attacking him. And the Foch is actually going to keep Halimac from following them around the corner. Now he can still pop out and fire into whoever's showing themselves. But unless they're backed up to around here, he's going to have to go so far around this corner or over this mound. That Foch is going to have free shots on him, either into his lower plate or his sides. And so this puts him in a position where if he wants to keep the Super Pershing alive, he's going to end up losing health. Most likely to the Foch or maybe to these guys. Now the only way he can do this safely is he has to kill the Foch and then he has to go after these guys. The problem with that is more than likely that Super Pershing is going to be dead by the time he kills the Foch. So, yeah. Also, artillery is now in the game. He misses that shot, unfortunately. How's our Super Pershing doing? It looks like he's on one shot less from dead. And there, unfortunately, he does die before we're able to get the shot around. Our artillery is now entering the fray. He didn't actually do anything except stun us, but Halimac immediately takes the stun off and then starts putting shells into the artillery. With the Super Pershing now dead, he doesn't care so much about pushing around the corner immediately, and he's not going to want to lose any more health than he actually has to. The artillery is doing a silly thing here. Now, if Artie had sat behind the back of this dune, he'd actually be able to lob shells up and over and hit us without us ever having the ability to return fire. And because of the fact that we are lit by these two, he doesn't need direct line of sight on us. He can actually sit completely behind this dune, completely covered, without us having any... I said dune, I meant rubble pile. Without us having any ability to do anything to him. And that would have been a lot safer for him. Instead, he chose to sit out in the open and get himself shot. So now we're going to switch... I didn't see if we just switched to premium or if we're switching to premium. If we've been using premium for a little while. Either way, we're going to start put premium into this mod 1. The idea about that is that he wants to punch rounds through the mod 1. You can see him, actually switches back to the regular ammo really quite fast. So I'm pretty sure he had this going. He was swapping between them as needed. I don't know what the artillery thought he was going to do right there. Even if he made it to cover, it wouldn't have done anything because he's still too big to take cover behind those things. So he still would have stuck up over the top, and he just would have got himself sniped in the top of the superstructure instead of the bottom. As it was, it's basically what happened when Halimax shot him in the top because of the bottom half of the tank was covered by the cover, but it wasn't like he was going to do anything. It wasn't like he could hide somehow. It wasn't even like he could get around us. He was just committing suicide in a weird way. As he Halimax goes ahead, pulls the trigger, and kills the ISU without looking, because cool guys don't look at explosions, right? Ooh, it was a trap! The 132 tried to bait us into the super Pershing. If we just rushed around that corner, we would have been in a bad spot. But the thing is that even if we were in that bad spot, that wasn't really a bad spot for the T-55A. He could have just simply killed. He would have probably actually back around the corner, taken one shot from the super Pershing, and then started this. As it is, he hasn't taken any shots from the super Pershing, and he is wrecking this guy. Nope! Okay. I saw this. I don't know how many of you saw this. I tried to pause just beforehand, but again, we get the super slow-mo. But anyways, he's firing heat into tracks. It's not going to do anything. If you're going to fire heat, do not touch Space Arm with it. Do not touch tracks with it. It's not worth it. It won't do anything. Don't do it. It's just wasting your credits. You got to put it into a flat surface. So he needs to hit the cheeks of this turret or the cupola, but even really the cheeks are the only spot he's going to put heat through. He doesn't have any other types of shells though, so he really does need to be careful. This is a time when I tell him to actually charge the super Pershing, get around behind and put a shell into the back of him or the side of his turret. We'll see what he does. Yeah, okay, good. So he is aiming. He does manage to not hit the observation device because that would eat the shell. He does in fact hit the cupola and kill it. Huh. Good job. Okay. So T69 is chasing down the Minnie Mouse, but I mean it's still a Minnie Mouse. It's still gonna have a hard time. The 69 is gonna have a hard time killing the Minnie Mouse, no matter what his. Oh, he got lucky, and that was our top gun. So Halimax asked really nicely in chat if he can get the top gun. The STRV agrees. Who, weirdly, I should note, the STRV is in our clan, in Halimax clan, but not actually platooned up with him. And the C69 agrees. They get invited to platoon. So now this is a guaranteed brothers in arms as long as we live, and the 69 lives. And the artillery, I believe, agreed to this to this as well. So, oh, he's AFK. Well, now it all comes down to whether or not we get that Top Gun. I don't see anyone. Seriously? 1 health? So now, what this means is, if that M55 wants to be a dick, he probably has enough time to come to here, auto-aim onto this guy, spin his tank, and pull the trigger before we can reload. Also, if that STRV decides he wants to be a dick, he is definitely in position to kill this guy. And we have left him on 1 health. Most importantly in this discussion, you need to remember, this is World of Tanks. How many times have you been in this situation and your teammate stole the kill? Huh? I bet it's more than 1. I bet it's more than 20 if you've played many games. I've been in this situation every time my team takes a kill, even after they said they wouldn't. Oh well. Yep. M55 is gonna ram death and take our kill. Or he's gonna shotgun from 2 feet away. Sometimes I hate this game. Ace Tanker, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect, Shellproof, Brothers in Arms, Steel Wall, High Caliber, and yes, a Top Gun. Because the M55, M53-55 decided not to be a dick. Which is really quite nice of him. And totally unexpected. Look at that, 7,000 damage. And he only gets 1,500 experience. Well, I guess 1,500 is actually quite a bit. When you think about base experiences and what they're worth. But good lord, he was just on top of that game. The T-69, who we got Brothers in Arms with, of course, only did 833 damage. So that wasn't kill stealing at all. How much? He fired 2 whole clips to do 5 penetrating damage. Oh, that's just rich. Rich in so many ways. 35 shots fired, 24 found their mark, and 1,800 damage blocked by armor. Well done, sir. Well played. And that's, of course, why you got the steel wall. Unfortunately, again, losing. This is really interesting. So yesterday we had a game from Ninja, and he was in his Leopard 1. He did a ton of damage. That was a really fun game, more fun than this game, but this had more damage in it, right? And Ninja ended up making less money, but they both they both lost the exact same amount after premium was taken out, because both were running the premium consumable, and that was the reason that they lost the money, though not necessarily, though possibly it was the reason they won the game. So, you know, just a weird little twist of fate right there. Well, 11,000 experience. I hope that was all converted into your crew. And if it wasn't, yeah, that's a nice chunk of experience that can go into free experience at some point in time, or whatever, if you don't have the gold. Wow, well done, sir. Thank you so much for showing off this tank. Thank you so much for this amazing game, and I can't wait to send in the next thing, actually. Thank you all for watching. Please, if you like this video, hit that like button. It really does help out the channel quite a bit. Share this with friends and clanmates, please, and that also helps out the channel quite a bit. And we will see you all next time. This is ioEther out.